Throughout his career, James Garner brought a unique blend of charm and strength to every role, captivating audiences with his effortless ability to portray both rugged toughness and heartfelt sincerity. Beyond the screen, his life was marked by a steadfast loyalty to family and friends, often demonstrating a generosity that extended quietly and without fanfare. His sense of humor and approachable nature made him a beloved figure, not only among fans, but also within the industry, where he was respected for his professionalism and kindness. Garner's deep ties to his hometown and his unwavering commitment to his principles shaped a legacy that went far beyond acting, reflecting a man who valued authenticity and compassion in every aspect of life. Born on April 7, 1928, in the small town of Norman, Oklahoma, James Scott Bumgarner grew up in a close-knit community where his family had deep roots. As the youngest of three brothers, with Jack and Charles older than him, he experienced the simple rhythms of small-town life. His early years were shaped by the warmth and strength of family bonds, especially influenced by his father, who worked tirelessly to support the household. This upbringing instilled in James a strong sense of resilience and character that would guide him through the challenges ahead. The environment around him, marked by both stability and hardship, played a crucial role in forming the foundation of his life and future endeavors. In a poignant photograph taken in 1931, a young James stands with his mother, Mildred, and his two brothers in front of gas pumps at his father's grocery and hardware store. This store, located just outside of Norman, was a central part of the Bumgarner family's daily life and reflected their modest but hardworking way of living. The image captures a simple moment of childhood innocence before the difficulties that would soon affect James' early years. The family store was more than just a business. It was a symbol of their determination and close-knit bond during a time when life could be unpredictable. This snapshot offers a glimpse into the roots of a family that valued perseverance and togetherness, setting the stage for the challenges and growth that lay ahead. James' father, Weldon James Bill Bumgarner, owned and ran a small grocery and hardware store in the Denver community near Norman, Oklahoma. This store was more than just a place to buy goods. It was a gathering spot where neighbors came together to meet their daily needs and connect with one another. The store showed the hard work and determination of the Bumgarner family, reflecting their strong entrepreneurial spirit. Over time, the landscape around the store changed dramatically, and the area where it once stood is now covered by the waters of Lake Thunderbird. This submerged location serves as a quiet reminder of the passing years and the shifts in the environment that quietly shaped James' early life and memories. James Garner's connection to his Cherokee heritage came through his mother, Mildred Bumgarner, who was half Cherokee and deeply rooted in Oklahoma. This ancestry was more than just a fact of his family history. It held a special place in his heart and influenced him throughout his life. In later years, Garner chose to honor this part of his background by naming his production company Cherokee Productions. This act was a meaningful tribute to his mother's lineage and a way to keep the spirit and significance of the Cherokee culture alive within his own legacy. By doing so, he acknowledged the importance of his heritage and the impact it had on shaping who he was, both personally and professionally. This connection to his mother's bloodline remained a source of pride and respect for him, reflecting the deep influence of his family's roots. Just a few days after James' 5th birthday, on April 17, 1933, his mother, Mildred Scott Bumgarner, passed away suddenly from heart disease. This unexpected loss was a heavy blow to the family, leaving James and his brothers without the loving care and guidance of their mother during their early years. Mildred was only 26 years old when she died, and her absence created a lasting impact on the children as they grew up facing the challenges of life without her nurturing presence. The family had to cope with grief and adjust to a new reality, which shaped James' childhood in profound ways. The void left by Mildred's death was deeply felt by everyone close to her, and influenced the path James and his siblings took as they moved forward. Mildred Bumgarner was laid to rest at Fairview Cemetery in Shawnee, Oklahoma, a place that would forever mark the sorrow that the Bumgarner family endured. Her early death left her sons to face the harsh realities of life much earlier than expected. James, in particular, was deeply affected by his mother's passing, as he was still very young, and her absence would shape much of his early experiences growing up without maternal guidance. The loss created a void in his life, influencing how he viewed the world and his relationships. Without a mother's care, James had to navigate childhood challenges with less support, which likely contributed to his resilience and independence later on. This early hardship remained a quiet but powerful part of his story, a reminder of the fragile nature of family and the impact of loss on a young heart. After Mildred's death, James and his brothers faced a difficult time as they were separated and sent to live with different relatives. Each boy experienced a different home and environment, which made it harder for them to cope with the loss of their mother. This separation lasted about a year, during which the family struggled to find stability and comfort. James, being very young, could not fully grasp the reasons behind the sudden changes and the sadness that filled their lives. The absence of his brothers and the uncertainty of the situation left a deep mark on him. Eventually, in 1934, their father Bill remarried, which allowed the brothers to come back together and rebuild their family life. This early experience of loss and separation shaped James' strong feelings about family and loyalty, making him value close relationships and support throughout his life. The memory of those tough years stayed with him, influencing how he cared for those he loved and how he faced challenges later on. Bill Baumgartner's new wife, Wilma Riesanger, called Red, was far from kind to her stepchildren. For 9 long years, James and his brothers suffered harsh physical beatings and emotional cruelty at her hands. Wilma's treatment was especially severe toward James, leaving him with deep emotional wounds that stayed with him throughout his life. The constant fear and pain shaped James' character, teaching him resilience and strength that he carried into adulthood. The trauma of those years was a heavy burden, but it also forged a toughness that influenced how he faced challenges later on. The memories of Wilma's harshness were vivid and painful, marking a difficult chapter in James' early life that contrasted sharply with the success he would eventually find. At the age of 14, James reached a breaking point with his stepmother Wilma after enduring a long period of emotional pain. Their relationship had been strained and difficult, culminating in a heated argument that led to Wilma leaving the family home and never returning. This departure marked the end of a painful chapter in James' life, though the scars from her abuse remained with him. Following Wilma's exit, James' father made the decision to move to Los Angeles in search of a fresh start. However, James and his brothers stayed behind in Norman, left to manage on their own with the help and support of extended family members. This period in James' life was marked by both hardship and resilience as he navigated the challenges of growing up without his stepmother and with his father far away. When his father moved to Los Angeles to begin a new chapter, James and his brothers remained in their hometown of Norman. During this challenging time, James took on various odd jobs to help support himself and his family. This period was marked by a strong sense of hard work and self-reliance as he learned to navigate life without the immediate presence of his father. Family members who stayed close by offered support and encouragement, helping James through those early years. These experiences of financial struggle and independence left a lasting impact on him, shaping a practical view of life and fueling his determination to achieve success in whatever path he chose. This foundation of resilience and responsibility became a key part of his character and approach to challenges. In 1944, at just 16 years old, James made the decision to join the Merchant Marines, driven by a desire to find his place in the world and contribute to the ongoing war effort. This choice marked an important moment in his young life, introducing him to a world of discipline and responsibility that would shape his character. Despite his enthusiasm and determination, James's time in the Merchant Marines was brief. After only a few months, he was forced to leave because of chronic seasickness, a condition that made it impossible for him to endure the physical demands of life at sea. Although his service was short, this experience gave him a glimpse of the challenges faced by those who serve, and instilled in him a sense of duty that would influence his future endeavors. The lessons learned during this period stayed with him, even as he moved on to other pursuits beyond the Merchant Marines. After leaving the Merchant Marines, James returned to California and enrolled at Hollywood High School. During this time, one of his teachers suggested he try modeling. Although James gave it a shot, the profession did not appeal to him. He found the world of modeling to be superficial, something that clashed with his own values and personality. Disliking this aspect, he soon decided to quit modeling altogether. Instead, he chose to return to Oklahoma, where he completed his high school education at Norman High School. This brief experience in modeling is particularly ironic when considering his later success as a screen actor, a career that would place him in the public eye, but in a very different way than modeling had. During his high school years in Norman, James became known for his mischievous sense of humor and bold personality, quickly becoming a local legend among his peers. One story that captured the spirit of his youthful daring involved a peanut machine at the local Woolworth store. James confidently told his friends that he could steal the machine, sparking a challenge they couldn't resist. Without hesitation, he picked up the machine and proudly walked down Main Street with it, though he soon realized he had no plan for what to do next. This daring prank earned him the nickname Slick, a name that followed him through his school days and became a symbol of his fearless and playful nature. His reputation for such antics made him a memorable figure in his community, reflecting a youthful charm that would stay with him beyond those early years. In 1945, James left high school and joined the Oklahoma National Guard, driven by a strong desire to serve his country. Soon after, he was sent to Korea, where he encountered the harsh realities of war firsthand. For the next 14 months, he spent his time on the front lines, deeply involved in intense combat as his unit worked tirelessly to defend the 38th parallel. This period exposed him to the brutal and unforgiving nature of war, testing both his physical endurance and emotional strength. The experiences he faced during his military service became a defining chapter in his life, shaping his character and perspective in profound ways. During the Korean War, James experienced intense combat that tested his courage and endurance. His unit faced a harrowing time when they suffered a devastating 60% casualty rate in one of the fiercest battles. Despite the chaos and danger, James showed remarkable bravery, getting wounded twice while continuing to fight. For his valor, he was awarded 2 Purple Hearts, one of which included an oak leaf cluster, a symbol of additional recognition for repeated acts of heroism. These wartime experiences left deep marks on him, both physically and emotionally. He often reflected on how his time in Korea shaped his character, instilling a strong sense of discipline and resilience. These qualities became a foundation for his later success in Hollywood, where the toughness and perseverance he developed during the war helped him navigate the challenges of an acting career. The memories of those difficult days stayed with him, influencing the way he approached life and work from that point forward. After his discharge from the military in 1952, James returned to Los Angeles and began working with his father laying carpets. This work was very hard on his body, especially his knees, which had been hurt during the war. The pain in his knees stayed with him for many years and caused him a lot of trouble. Over time, the damage became so bad that he had to have several knee replacement surgeries. Even though the pain was strong and the work was tough, James did not give up. He kept working because he wanted to support himself and make a living. His determination helped him push through the difficult times, showing his strength and willpower. James Garner was very honest about the physical pain he lived with due to injuries from his time in the war, especially the damage to his knees. He shared that managing this pain was a daily challenge, and he found relief in ways that were not common or widely accepted during his era. Rather than turning to alcohol, which he believed caused more harm, he preferred using marijuana. This choice was rooted in his practical view of pain management and his desire to avoid substances that could worsen his condition or overall health. He spoke openly about how marijuana helped ease his discomfort without the negative side effects he associated with drinking. His stance on marijuana was quite forward-thinking, as he supported its legalization long before it became a more accepted topic in society. This showed his straightforward and realistic approach to life, where he focused on what worked best for him rather than following popular opinion or social norms. His advocacy reflected a deeper understanding of the challenges faced by many dealing with chronic pain, and a willingness to speak up for safer, more effective treatment options. James' entry into acting came by pure chance. While walking through Los Angeles, he happened to pass by Paul Gregory's talent agency, where he saw an advertisement for actors. Curious, he stopped in to inquire, and as fate would have it, Paul Gregory was a friend from James' high school days. Gregory offered James a small, non-speaking part in the stage play, The Caine Mutiny Court-Martial, marking the beginning of what would become a legendary career in Hollywood. This unexpected opportunity opened the door to the world of acting for James, allowing him to gain experience and confidence on stage. From that modest start, he gradually built his skills and reputation, leading to more significant roles and recognition. The chance meeting with Gregory not only reconnected two old friends, but also set James on a path that would define his life and legacy in the entertainment industry. The initial small role was just the first step in a journey fueled by talent, determination, and a bit of serendipity. Although James Garner did not initially dream of becoming a movie star, he soon recognized that acting could offer a steady paycheck. After landing a role in the Kane Mutiny court-martial, he secured a contract with Warner Brothers, earning $150 a week. For someone who had experienced a childhood marked by financial hardship and uncertainty, this was a major improvement in his life. He treated acting as a practical job, focusing on the income it could provide rather than chasing fame or stardom. This sensible approach helped him build a stable career in Hollywood, allowing him to overcome the struggles of his early years and establish himself in the entertainment industry. In 1955, James Garner took his first step into the world of television by appearing on the Warner Brothers TV show Cheyenne, which starred Clint Walker. Although his role was small, this early experience gave him a valuable taste of life in front of the camera. It was a crucial moment that opened the door to more acting opportunities. This initial appearance marked the start of a long and successful career on television, where he would eventually become a household name. Over time, James Garner became famous for his iconic roles in shows like Maverick and The Rockford Files. These roles showcased his charm and talent, helping him build a lasting legacy as one of television's most beloved stars. His journey from that first small part on Cheyenne to leading roles on major TV series shows how important early opportunities can be in shaping a career. In 1956, James Garner found himself at a barbecue hosted by a mutual friend, where he met Lois Clark, an aspiring actress. Their connection was immediate and powerful, sparking a whirlwind romance that lasted just 2 weeks before they decided to marry at the Beverly Hills courthouse. This quick decision marked the beginning of one of Hollywood's most enduring love stories. Throughout James' demanding career, Lois remained a steadfast source of support, standing by him through every challenge and triumph. Their relationship was built on deep commitment and mutual respect, allowing their bond to grow stronger over time. They shared nearly 58 years together, a rare and lasting partnership in an industry known for fleeting relationships, demonstrating a love that endured through thick and thin. Their story is a testament to the strength found in unwavering support and genuine affection. After their marriage, James embraced family life wholeheartedly by adopting Lois' daughter, Kimberly, from her previous marriage. In 1958, the couple expanded their family with the birth of their daughter, Greta Gigi Garner. Family held a special place in James' heart, and he deeply valued his role as a father. Even with the demands and uncertainties of his acting career, he stayed committed to his loved ones, often expressing how love, respect, and loyalty formed the foundation of his family life. This devotion offered him a steady source of strength and comfort amid the unpredictable nature of Hollywood. His home was a sanctuary where these values thrived, shaping the way he balanced his public life with personal happiness and stability. James Garner's career took a dramatic turn in 1957 when he landed the role of Brett Maverick in the television series Maverick. This character was a charming and quick-witted gambler, and the show quickly became a hit with audiences. The success of Maverick made James a household name, bringing him widespread recognition and opening doors in Hollywood. Despite the show's popularity, James' earnings were surprisingly modest. He was paid only $500 a week, which was quite low given the show's success. Nevertheless, Maverick firmly established James' place in the entertainment world and provided him with the crucial exposure needed to advance his career. This role marked the beginning of a lasting legacy in television and film, showing that even with limited financial reward, the right opportunity can launch a star's journey. By the third season of Maverick, James Garner believed he deserved a raise because the show was doing very well and making good money. He felt confident that the studio would agree with him and increase his salary. However, when he asked for more money, the studio said no. This refusal was very disappointing for James and made him think carefully about whether he wanted to keep working on the show. Later, the studio brought in another actor to work alongside him, which made things even more difficult. This situation led to a legal fight between James and the studio, a fight that had a big impact on his career and changed the way things went for him afterward. During the 1960 Hollywood writers' strike, Warner Brothers claimed there were no scripts available and laid off James Garner without pay. However, James uncovered that the studio was secretly employing 15 writers under the table, contradicting their public stance. This discovery led him to take legal action against Warner Brothers. In a landmark victory, James proved that the studio had breached their contract by misrepresenting the situation and failing to honor their obligations. This legal win not only freed him from his contract, but also set an important precedent for actors seeking fair treatment in the film industry. The case highlighted the unfair practices studios sometimes used to control actors and helped change how contracts were enforced, giving performers more power to stand up for their rights. Following his legal dispute with Warner Brothers, James Garner shifted his focus to the film industry, where he built an impressive portfolio by starring in over 20 films between 1961 and 1970. One of his standout performances came in the Americanization of Emily, released in 1964, where he acted alongside Julie Andrews. This particular film held a special place in James's heart, and was often mentioned by him as his favorite project. It allowed him to demonstrate a unique combination of charm and serious acting ability, proving his versatility as an actor. His achievement in both television and film distinguished him as one of the rare performers who could effortlessly transition between these two forms of entertainment, maintaining success and relevance in both arenas. This period marked a significant chapter in his career, highlighting his talent and adaptability in an evolving industry. In 1974, James Garner made a triumphant return to television with The Rockford Files, a detective drama that quickly became one of the most beloved shows of the decade. He portrayed Jim Rockford, a character who was far from the typical tough, no-nonsense detective. Instead, Rockford was a down-to-earth, relatable everyman who used his wit and determination to solve crimes. This approach made the character resonate deeply with viewers, who appreciated the mix of humor, intelligence, and heart that Garner brought to the role. The show's success not only revived Garner's career, but also cemented his status as one of television's most versatile and charismatic actors. Despite the popularity and acclaim, the role was physically demanding. Garner insisted on performing many of his own stunts, which took a toll on his body over time. His commitment to authenticity and realism helped make the show feel genuine and added to the audience's connection with the character, but it also meant that each episode required a great deal of physical effort on his part. Throughout the run of The Rockford Files, Garner's performance was marked by a natural charm and ease that made Jim Rockford memorable and beloved, helping the series stand out in a crowded field of detective dramas. His ability to balance toughness with vulnerability made the character unique and contributed to the show's lasting impact on television history. James Garner's dedication to performing his own stunts on The Rockford Files came at a high physical cost. Throughout the series, he suffered multiple injuries, including broken bones and strained muscles. His knees, in particular, endured significant damage, requiring 5 surgeries, sometimes even on both knees simultaneously. These physical hardships were made worse by wounds he had sustained during his time in the military. The constant pain from these injuries often led him into periods of depression, yet he never let these struggles stop him from giving powerful and memorable performances. His resilience and talent were recognized when he won an Emmy in 1977 for his role on the show. Despite the toll on his body and mind, he remained committed to his craft, showing a remarkable strength that inspired many. Although the physical demands of The Rockford Files were tough on James Garner, the show earned him critical praise and professional recognition. His role as Jim Rockford brought him an Emmy Award in 1977, showing his skill and dedication as an actor. The success of the show, however, came with a lot of pressure, which played a part in his temporary separation from his wife, Lois, in 1979. After being apart for 18 months, they reunited in 1981. James explained that the stress from the show, not problems in their marriage, was the reason for their brief time apart. This period highlighted how even great success can come with personal challenges, but it also showed James' commitment to both his career and his family. After his hard-fought victory against Warner Brothers, James Garner found himself facing another challenge with Universal Studios, the company behind The Rockford Files. He believed that Universal was not giving him his fair share of the profits from the show's syndication and its sales abroad. True to his straightforward and determined nature, James decided to take a stand and filed a lawsuit against Universal. This legal battle was not quick. It stretched on for years, testing his patience and resolve. Finally, in 1989, the case was settled, though the exact amount of the settlement was never made public. Despite the seriousness of the situation, James maintained his good humor, often joking that his wife, Lois, had to remind him to stop smiling so much after the settlement was reached. Following the success of The Rockford Files, James Garner continued to build a steady career in both movies and television. In 1985, he took on a memorable role alongside Sally Field in Murphy's Romance, a performance that earned him an Academy Award nomination for Best Actor. This film highlighted his ability to blend romance, humor, and a deep emotional presence, showing the range of his acting skills. His chemistry with Sally Field was strong and natural, making their scenes together especially engaging, and heartful. Lieutenant Murphy's romance remains one of the most cherished parts of his career, illustrating his talent for bringing warmth and authenticity to his characters. Throughout these later years, James Garner maintained a steady presence on screen, proving his lasting appeal and dedication to his craft. In 1988, James was rushed to Cedars-Sinai Hospital in Los Angeles after experiencing chest pains. Doctors found that he needed quintuple bypass heart surgery, a serious procedure to improve blood flow to his heart. The surgery was successful, but it became a major turning point in his life. After recovering, he started paying much more attention to his health and well-being. 2 years later, he had knee replacement surgery to fix problems caused by injuries from his time in the war and from doing stunts in his acting career. Despite these health challenges, he stayed active in the entertainment world. He kept taking on acting roles that showed his lasting skill and passion for his craft, proving that even with serious health issues, he remained a strong and talented figure. In 1994, James Garner returned to a role that had originally made him famous by starring in the film Maverick, a modern remake of the classic TV series. Sharing the screen with Mel Gibson and Jodie Foster, he showed that his charm and charisma had not faded despite the many years he had spent in the entertainment industry. His performance captured the spirit of the original character while bringing a fresh energy to the big screen. 10 years later, in 2004, James gave one of his most memorable performances in The Notebook. Playing the older version of Noah, he acted opposite Jenna Rollins in a film that touched the hearts of many and became a cultural phenomenon. This role helped secure his place as a beloved actor for new generations of fans, proving his lasting appeal and talent. In 2008, when he was 80 years old, James experienced a severe stroke that significantly affected his health and daily life. This event left him weakened and in need of constant care, a challenge that his family faced with great dedication. His wife, Lois, along with their daughters, took on the responsibility of caring for him at home. They made sure that James was always surrounded by love and support, which was very important during this difficult time. Despite the physical difficulties brought on by the stroke, James kept a positive attitude. The presence of his family and close friends, who had always been a source of happiness for him, helped maintain his spirit. This stroke marked the beginning of the final chapter in James' long and remarkable life, where he remained cherished and cared for by those closest to him. On July 19, 2014, James Garner passed away peacefully at his home in Brentwood, California, at the age of 86. He had lived a full life filled with both personal joys and professional successes, becoming one of Hollywood's most enduring and beloved stars. Garner's career was marked by a remarkable ability to connect with audiences through his warmth and natural charm. His death was met with an outpouring of love and admiration from fans, colleagues, and friends alike, who remembered him not only for his extraordinary talent, but also for his kindness and humility. Honoring his wishes, there was no memorial service held, and his body was cremated, allowing his memory to live on quietly in the hearts of those who appreciated his work and character. Through his many roles and the genuine way he lived, James Garner left a lasting legacy that continues to inspire and touch people around the world. In Norman, Oklahoma, a 10-foot statue was erected to honor the lasting legacy of James Garner, a beloved actor who never forgot where he came from. This statue stands proudly in his hometown, a place he returned to often throughout his life. Despite achieving worldwide fame, James remained deeply connected to Norman, frequently visiting family and friends. The community that shaped him continues to celebrate his life and contributions, both on the screen and beyond. The statue serves as a powerful reminder of the man who valued his roots and maintained strong ties to the place that helped form his character and career. It symbolizes the respect and admiration the local people hold for him, ensuring that his memory remains alive for generations to come. The presence of this tribute allows visitors and residents alike to reflect on the impact one individual can have, grounded in the support and love of a close-knit community. This lasting monument captures not only James Garner's achievements, but also his humility and loyalty to his hometown. After James Garner passed away, his daughter Gigi shared a moving tribute that revealed the true character of her father. She described him as a man who lived by the golden rule, treating others with kindness and respect throughout his life. Gigi spoke about the many acts of generosity he quietly performed, never seeking attention or praise for his good deeds. She also pointed out that James had an unusually clean reputation in Hollywood, a place often known for scandals and controversy. Throughout his entire career, he maintained a life free from any blemishes or negative headlines. Gigi's words showed the deep love and admiration she held for her father, not only as a parent but as a man of strong principles and integrity who quietly made a positive impact on those around him. Throughout his life, James Garner was known not just for his talent on screen but for his deep kindness and generosity. He stood up against unfair treatment in Hollywood, showing courage when dealing with powerful studio executives who tried to take advantage of him. This willingness to fight for what was right made him respected by many in the industry. Beyond his public battles, James was quietly generous, helping friends and strangers without seeking attention or praise. His actions were always marked by respect, compassion, and humility, qualities that defined his character as much as his acting roles. Many remember him not only for his memorable performances, but also for the way he treated others with genuine care and honor. His life serves as an example of how success and kindness can go hand in hand, inspiring others to live with integrity and warmth. Throughout his life and career, James Garner remained a figure of genuine warmth and integrity, qualities that endeared him to audiences and colleagues alike. His performances were never just about acting. They reflected a man who understood the value of honesty and connection. Whether playing a tough cop or a caring father, he brought depth and authenticity that made his characters memorable and relatable. Off-screen, his loyalty to those close to him showed a side of him that was humble and generous, often choosing to give quietly rather than seek attention. His humor and down-to-earth nature made him approachable, breaking down the barriers that often separate celebrities from the public. Garner's commitment to his principles and his hometown shaped a legacy that inspires respect and admiration, reminding us that true greatness comes from living with kindness and staying true to oneself. His story is a testament to a life well lived, marked by compassion, strength, and a lasting impact that continues to